What in the world is Enchanted Parks? I've got the answer, so watch the end of this video to find out. Hey guys, welcome back to BA Adventures. I'm Brady. Ashley is busy right now, but we had to get something out about this because this kind of affects Missouri theme parks. I wanted to get in with that. If you are new here, please hit that like button, that subscribe button. You're going to have a lot of theme park news here. So anyway, I ran downstairs as soon as I saw this morning, and I had to go. So there is big breaking news in the theme park world, especially like for Missouri theme parks. Today, we're talking about a mysterious trademark filing that occurred yesterday, actually, that could signal some massive changes for some Six Flags parks. Now, if you guys know, there was a merger between Six Flags and Cedar Fair, which put them all under that same umbrella. So that means that they are all ran by basically the same company. They're a huge conglomerate. And they even sat there and said that there was going to be some changes occurring with Six Flags parks, that some would close down. And as you guys know, they closed their Washington, D.C. theme park at Six Flags Six Flags America. Yeah. Haven't been there. I didn't quite hit that one up too closely, but anyway, they did close that one down. I know that it kind of shook a lot of fans in the theme park world. I never got to visit it, so I never got to experience it. Neither did Ash, which kind of stinks, but that's life. Anyway, moving on. So they're also wanting to get rid or kind of move on away from those theme parks that are not being financially successful. So with those not being financially successful or anything, they are wanting to sell them or close them or whatever. So yesterday, this new park or new company called Enchanted Parks, somebody says it's out of Delaware. Somebody says it's out of Orlando. There's like a tower in Orlando where this is located, which of course got my conspiracy theory juices running about some things. I'll get to those in a minute. But anyway, so here are the facts. So Enchanted Parks, what's going on? Earlier this week, trademark applications were filed with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office for a name called Enchanted Parks. And a bunch of variations called Enchanted Parks St. Louis, Enchanted Parks Michigan Adventure, Enchanted Parks Oceans of Fun, and more. Okay, so those also are, let's see here, Enchanted Parks Galveston, Enchanted Parks Water Safari, Enchanted Parks Camping Resort, Enchanted Parks Water's Edge Inn, Enchanted Parks Great Escape Lodge. So all of those things were trademarked and filed. So what does that really mean? They don't guarantee a sale is happening, so don't freak out. But it does it. But filing for a park-specific names like this usually points to one of two big possibilities. A new company could be preparing to take over operation or ownership of many parks currently under the Six Flags name, or a major rebranding effort or subsidiary launch. So is there going to be like a new park? No, not necessarily. Okay, so let's talk Missouri because that is where we are based out of. We haven't gone to these other parks yet, and I don't think we really had any plans to. So that's why I really want to talk about the Missouri ones because we do have plans for these. So why does this matter here in Missouri? A few parks referenced are directly linked to parks our community cares about. That would be Six Flags St. Louis, which we have yet to show you anything about yet, but that's because it's not open and we just got our season passes. And we're going to get there, okay? We're going to get there. It may be my birthday trip, to be honest with you, but hey. Anyway, so trademark listed Enchanted Park St. Louis. This could mean a future name change or a new ownership. What does that mean for Six Flags St. Louis? That means that if they just take over the Six Flags branding and run the park itself, then they run the park itself, okay? That doesn't exactly mean that it is being sold. Or it could be being sold, and then they are taking over that park, which means a completely huge rebranding of everything. And that I'm talking about is the IPs of the coasters that they own, like the Batman and Mr. Freeze and some others, which means that those would have to go under a huge rebrand, a huge refurbishment, which means there'll be a lot of rides closed if they are open at some point, and that's going to take some time. Now, if that is the case, they better get on it, especially as soon as this season ends. I don't think it affects anything with 2026 because that would be a huge business mistake, especially for us. If we've bought season passes, we're going to want a refund. We're going to be like, whoa, hold on. That's not okay. We got this specifically for Six Flags. Okay. And then you've got Oceans of Fun Kansas City is filed as Enchanted Parks Oceans of Fun, which hints at a possible split from Worlds of Fun or a new brand direction. Now, nothing is official yet, and Six Flags itself has not confirmed anything publicly at the timing of this video. So that being said, Oceans of Fun and Worlds of Fun are right next to one another. What does that mean for Worlds of Fun? I would think that those things don't get sold separately. I don't think. Now, is Worlds of Fun doing well and Cedar Fair thinks, oh yeah, like that's going to be okay? Is this a Travis Kelce move? Because he does have a stake in this Six Flags Cedar Fair ownership sort of deal. Who knows? However, or is this Travis Kelce himself with Enchanted Parks? No, probably not. That's a joke. But Oceans of Fun is in Kansas City. It is their water park. We have not experienced that, but it does raise concern for Worlds of Fun. Is it going to get taken over by this? Now, don't know. What does that mean? We don't know. So, all right. What else is included in these filings? Okay. Trademark also includes things like clothing and merchandise rights, everything from t-shirts and hoodies to headwear. But the real headline is the park names themselves. Okay, so beyond the Missouri parks, we talked about these. There's Enchanted Parks Michigan Adventure, which is in Michigan, Enchanted Parks Great Escape Lodge, which is all indoor in New York. Enchanted Parks Galveston, which is a Schlitterbahn water park, which I hear is actually a really good water park and people enjoy it. And then there's several camping and resorts, or a couple camping and resort titles, some tied to parks already owned by innovative attraction management, like Enchanted Forest, Water Safari, and Water's Edge Inn. So, who is behind Enchanted Parks? We do not know. Industry chatter on forums and among theme park analysts suggests that this may not just be a branding move, and these parks might actually be packaged up for sale. Okay. One strong theory, innovative attractive management, the company that already owns water-based properties like Enchanted Forest, Water Safari, could be forming a new holding company called Enchanted Parks to operate or purchase a suite of smaller parks that Six Flags is looking to divest. So that means that they're wanting to get them off of their bank account, basically. Like they don't want to hold on to these anymore. And so when I first saw it, and I try and find Enchanted Parks, I find these things, and I saw this like Disney Castle. So here's my conspiracy theory: like it's a subsidiary, like Disney company, because it said something like it works under and wants to follow Disney's like standards and things like that. And if that's the case, if they want to try and follow those standards of like the cleanliness of the parks and what they offer their fans to parks, yes, I'm all behind that. Okay, if I was looking at the right website, I'm not 100% because this is a whole brand new thing out of nowhere. Like it just like was like, hey, guess what? Here we are. So what does this mean for fans and Missouri? Okay, so what might this mean for you basically? Six Flags St. Louis or Oceans of Fun might see new names or new owners in the coming years. Season passes and current tickets should still be honored, like we said. So Six Flags hasn't announced changes yet. Nothing immediate to confirm, and this is early in the process. Okay, but if Missouri parks do become part of this Enchanted Parks lineup, we could be looking at new investments, new branding, maybe even refreshed attractions or experiences focused on local audiences. So what could we rename the Batman? Like, I don't know. Let's call it, that. Okay, what could their IPs be? Who knows? Okay, who knows? But hey, it is what it is. Same thing with like Oceans of Fun. Now, I'm very unfamiliar with that park. We're not big water park people unless it's like Volcano Bay, because the place is awesome. Anyway, All right, so industry takeover. This all comes as Six Flags and Cedar Fair are still restructuring after their 2024 merger, like we talked about, and they're aiming to focus on their most profitable parks. That big corporate call last fall hinted they want to sell or separate parks that don't fit their core growth strategy, and these filings line up with that plan. However, it's very odd that Six Flags St. Louis falls under that. Um, which baffles me because it is actually one of the more successful Six Flags parks. I know that we here in Missouri kind of give it like it's kind of the stepchild of the theme parks here to an extent. I don't say that in a mean way. Now that's some of us. I used to treat it that way before I started getting into theme parks, and now that I've been into theme parks, I'm like, okay, hey, you know what? That is actually not a bad park. Looking back at it, like there are rides that are a ton of fun. I mean, Batman's on one of my top lists, so there is that. It just, I don't know. See, and then you've got Worlds of Fun also, which is over there, which I had never been to until with this channel. Like it never even crossed my mind to even want to go up there, but we did, and I'm actually really happy that we did. So, I don't know what this is going to mean. Are we going to have a new park in the St. Louis area? I feel like here in Missouri, other than Silver Dollar City, those two parks kind of get crapped on, and I don't like that. They each have their own thing with them. I think they do. I think these two parks are fantastic. They offer a variety of things, especially like, so these parks, if you look at the state of Missouri and where they're located, they're in like a triangle, and they're all in an interstate triangle, to be honest with you. And I really, really, really want to do one day of just making that triangle loop of to parks. I think it would be a lot of fun. So, with Six Flags St. Louis, that is the one that's most concerning because it has always been Six Flags St. Louis since the 90s, 80s. I'm not really sure when that got put in. I think it was actually in the 70s. So Six Flags opened in 1971, actually June 5th of 1971 to be exact. So there is that. Anyway, so what to watch next? This is all still unfolding. We'll keep you updated as official announcements drop, especially if Six Flags St. Louis or Oceans of Fun get new names or owners. In the meantime, drop a comment with what you think Enchanted Parks could bring to Missouri parks, fresh rides, new events, merch, let us know. Or are they going to actually keep these parks open longer? Uh-oh. Hey, just saying, Six Flags St. Louis closes after Halloween. I think that's ridiculous. I think it should be open longer. That's my personal opinion. I know that Silver Dollar City capitalizes on that fact. That's why it is always so packed down there. But yeah, anyway, we will see you in the parks. And with that being said, hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that bell notification button so that you guys don't miss out any more of our theme park news, adventures, and any more on this Enchanted Park stuff. So with that, bring on the next adventure. Bye, guys.